Hi, Simon here, just giving my reflections on the Bible in a year. Today's St. Patrick's Day, you might have noticed. Happy St. Patrick's Day, and I hope you're having some celebrations. St. Patrick was first taken to Ireland as a slave. He then escaped back to Britain and entered a time of training and preparation before God took him back to Ireland as a missionary. His journey with God took some interesting twists and turns, and this week, as I've been in the book of Numbers, it's just struck me as well that God's people had some interesting twists and turns on their journey with him. So there were some similar themes with the book of Numbers. Three things that I felt God highlighting to me are preparation, pilgrimage, and promise. I don't know about you, but I found the book of Numbers a little bit confusing at times because it's addressing a different people with different cultural expectations. But among all the lists of names, the genealogies, all the census data, the message that keeps coming across loud and clear is that people matter, places matter, and details matter to God. God's preparing his people for where he's taking them. He's giving them lots of important instructions about how they're to live as the people of his presence. Even just earlier this morning I was reading chapter 33, which basically just tells the story of God's people on one long road trip. It says that they left and they camped. They left, they camped. They left, they camped. It must have felt like quite an unsettling time for God's people, men, women, children, everything with them. And they didn't always respond well. There was lots of grumbling and complaining going on. But what we see is that despite people's failures, God remains faithful. And ultimately, it's a reminder that the Bible is God's story. God is committed to bringing about the fulfillment of the promise he made to his people that we read about back in the early chapters of Genesis. And I think it's a timely reminder to us today that we're a pilgrim people, a people on the move. Maybe you feel like you're in a time of preparation at the moment. I'd like to encourage you to make the most of that time and the lessons that God's teaching you. So keep pressing on, keep persevering, and ultimately know that God's presence is with you and he will fulfill his promises. These are my reflections, and we'd love to hear yours. Do comment below, do message us, and let's keep sharing the stories of how we're enjoying the Bible in a year together.
There is a